All right, guys, welcome back to the FullofBS podcast with myself and Noah.
What's going on, guys?
We're two guys who actually know everything, but actually don't know nothing.
But actually, we know everything.
So yeah, guys, we missed 1 week, but we're back better than ever. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's roll this fucking intro.
We are very opinionated people.
You mean we're assholes?
All right, guys, as I said, welcome back to the FullofBS podcast. We have a lot to talk about today. We missed a whole week just so we can get even more topics for you guys. No, I'm just kidding. Noah had to leave. Fucking
Yeah, I also think it was like kind of a good thing. Like, we did 4 months in a row.
yeah, straight
Right?
up. You know, you
So
need
it's
a
like
break.
we took one episode off. I think it's okay.
Yeah, you know,
We're also busy. Like,
you know what, dude? I'm so fucking over how busy I am right now.
why?
Dude, when we started this podcast, I had nothing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't get a moment to myself. Like,
That's the worst. When you
I
can't get a moment to like yourself.
like I got upset, right? And this was right before you came over to shoot the podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday I looked for my schedule. There was no schedule for next week. Now yesterday was Friday, right? I want to know if I'm working Monday before Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whatever. So I was like, whatever. I got my schedule today, and I changed my availability because I've been working too much. Like, when I started working, I was supposed to do just weekends, and then I said, you know what, give me a couple days during the week. Ended up being like 5 or 6, and I was like, dude, that's too much.
Right.
Like, I haven't had a weekend day since we met up with our friends.
So you were thinking more like 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days. Literally on the dot. I'm like, give me Mondays and Wednesdays off, and then give me either Friday or Saturday off, plus the following morning. So if you give me Friday off, give me Saturday morning off. If you give me Saturday off, give me Sunday morning off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That way I have four days of availability, and I'm not doing back-to-back days. Because for some reason, even though if I do 6 shifts, it's not like I get a break in the middle. It's like
Yeah.
the
you just
Monday's off,
go,
and then I go Tuesday to Sunday. And like, it's too much, right?
Right.
I don't know what happened, but I guess they said fuck my availability, and they just gave me every fucking shift. This week, I'm working, besides Tuesday, I'm working every day.
Yeah, that's fucked, man.
And my shifts are about at least 10 hours.
And they go like till like 2 in the morning, right?
Please, Sundays I'm going till at least 3 in the morning.
Jeez.
Sorry, Saturdays I'm going till 3 in the morning. Like, I literally have to drive to work today.
But who's eating at 3 in the morning?
Well, we close at 1.
Okay.
It's just that you have to do a bunch of other shit, like when the place closes.
Okay.
You gotta clean the place up, whatever, right? But I end up being there till 3 in the morning. Like, it got to the point where last week I took the train on a Saturday, and I had to leave work early to catch the last train home. You know how fucked up that is?
Mm-hmm.
And then people got mad at me. They're like, dude, why are you leaving early? I'm like, because if I don't, I'm walking home.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a solid 8-hour walk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, I changed my availability, and I guess I got to fuck you right now.
Why?
Because they said fuck you to my availability.
And just gave you everything?
Every fucking shift. Besides Tuesday. My bad.
Is what it is, you know? I think if you reiterate it, like, they'll be like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
they
straight
just,
up.
Like,
Straight up.
I don't know.
Oh, this isn't me being like, fuck you to the place.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
being like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's a little too much. No,
I'm just working
I know
a
what
lot,
you
yeah.
mean. In terms of being busy, though, my work has ramped up. Well, will ramp up starting Monday. And here's why. So, as you may know, we did talk about it before. We hired, like, some marketing guy. Basically, what his job was a copywriter.
yeah. Isn't that the job that you guys told me to go fuck myself
Yeah,
for?
but you're not going to be a copywriter, bro.
I'm going to do something.
Not copyright. That's definitely 100% no.
Okay.
Do you know what copyright is?
Yes.
Okay. Just, like, basically just fucking writing. Anyways.
Yes.
So this guy fucking, like, starts working, you know, I've given him some time, training him basically exactly the same way as everybody else
Yep.
that works there that I have to train. But he's just, like, not getting it, right? So I think, like, okay, maybe I'll just, like, put in a little extra time, you know, like, you know, train him a little bit more, maybe give him some more resources. Bro, I'm sorry, like, you're a fucking copywriter and you suck at writing. Like, how does that make sense?
Like no grammar?
Yeah, bro, he's fucking spelling mistakes. I'm like, what the fuck am I finding spelling mistakes for, right? Or like comma, like there should be a comma there, and it's just like it's not there.
Yeah.
I'm not like an amazing writer, but I did have to write a lot in university, so I would say I'm a fairly good writer. So I know
You know what you're doing as long as it's not like a crazy academic paper, right?
No, I can write an academic paper. That's like
No, but like I mean, like you can go normal, but then if you have to do something like really hard, you have to like put some extra time into it.
yeah. But bro, this job is not hard. This is like
Yeah.
the flavor. It's a vape and it's strawberry banana. Like just make up like
Strawberry banana.
yeah, just make up like a sentence about like why it's cool. you know?
Yeah.
Right. So, anyways, this guy's fucking shit at his job. So I'm trying, and then like last week I was just like I can't do this anymore. You know, it's been like a month or so, just not getting it. So I had to fire him. So that's the first time I've ever fired somebody.
Oh, you did it personally?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I went to HR. I was like, "Can you do it for me?" And then they're like, yeah. And she was like, "No, you got to do it." So I was like, "Okay." I was fucking nervous. I was pacing, you know, because I never fired someone before.
Yeah, it's like a fucking adrenaline rush.
And my whole thing was I didn't care to be like, you know, it's not working out, whatever. I was afraid of him being like, what did I do wrong? Like, give me an example. And because, bro, he did everything wrong. I wasn't going to be like, if he asked, like, what did I do wrong? I can't just be like,
Everything.
everything. You didn't do one thing right, bro. So whatever, I didn't like really think about it. I just like saw the opportunity where everybody in the office like went on lunch or whatever, and I just saw like, okay, I'll do it now.
Yeah.
And I think it went pretty smoothly, but it was an experience for sure.
Well,
Firing somebody in general.
like the thing, like you gotta, okay, as somebody who is in business, right? And who's been fired as well. I've been fired before. I think everyone, to an extent, if they've worked a lot of jobs, has been fired from one or two of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about understanding how to take, well, for two things. If you're on the receiving end, it's how to take the criticism, and if you're on the if you're the one firing, you got to understand that you're doing something you're telling somebody that they can't make money here. You know what I mean? Like they can't earn their living here.
It's more like it. I came off as like I don't think it's the right fit.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but what I mean is like, because when I got fired, the first thing I thought of was I'm not making money right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like fuck, right? That's my source of income. That's how I'm doing my shit. So if you're making 40, 50, 60K and you get fired, it's like, oh shit, I can't support my living right now. I got to figure out what the fuck to do.
Right.
So in that sense, it's a very sensitive area. So I think being able to navigate that is really good at not only making someone feel like not like they fucked up, but also keeping a good network. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, and the thing is, like, I've seen my dad fire people, and maybe it's not like I haven't seen him fire anyone directly in our business, but it's more like partners that we've partnered with that we don't need them anymore, right?
Yeah.
The way that he did it, bro. Like I was in the car once, he was firing someone.
Yeah.
I was like, that was so smooth, bro. Like the way that he did it was basically like, you know, great minds think alike, and the chick was like agreeing and everything. I don't remember exactly what the conversation was, but it was just a very smooth, like the person understood why and everything. It wasn't like a back and forth. Mine was kind of like a back and forth.
Well, yeah, it's
right?
your first time firing someone. It's gonna happen.
So what did I do wrong? I have a job lined up already, and I was like, all right.
I would have been like, okay, I hope you do well in that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. Can I tell you what?
Just like an awkward experience.
Oh, 100%. Let me tell you what my dad. So I never saw my dad fire anybody, right? But before my dad owned this business, he owned a delivery business.
Okay.
It was like partnered with IKEA or whatever, but he was working hella fucking long hours I think I formally met my dad when I was like at my bar mitzvah. You know what I mean? Like he worked that many hours, right? And for everyone watching, that's a fucking joke, right? But it was just say he worked a lot. It was to the point where like if me and my brother were misbehaving, and my mom threatened to have my dad come home early from work, we knew shit would hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
So we stopped what we were doing. Whatever. But my dad, he took me to work one day, right? And I told you he worked with IKEA, so it was in an IKEA building pretty much at that point. And he had a bunch of like drivers. So I remember this like the back of my mind. He's like, Jamie, go on my computer, play one of those fucking video games like Solitaire or some shit, or remember that 90s arcade game like pinball machine, whatever, so shit like that, right? And I'm playing, and then I see him talking to some driver. The driver brought the same like desk to two different houses, but somehow gave an extra like leg of the desk to one person and then one less to the other.
Okay.
A desk has 4 legs.
Yeah.
He gave 5 to one and
that's-
3 to another. You know what I mean? My dad.
Fucked it.
This was before my dad was in the middle age. He was like maybe in his early 40s. Fucking went ballistic. Was screaming at the top of his Middle Eastern lungs.
Okay, but one time it's like it's okay if you mess up one time. So
No,
this
no,
guy
this guy's-
probably
this guy
messed
fucks up a lot. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like he literally said like every fucking day is something new with
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
right? But he starts fucking screaming at the guy. The guy's changing clothes, and the guy's like not phased. I'm like, oh, so my dad's screaming like that a lot. I'm like, my dad's at work fucking 12 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And he has no voice when he gets home. That's why. My dad was a fucking
Yeah.
He matured, but like I remember just watching him because literally he was screaming at the guy right over here, and I'm playing on the computer right here,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I just turn around and he's like, Jamie, back on the game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, sir, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my dad was a fucking crackhead back then. It was crazy.
No, so just like when I fired this person, it made me like realize something because it didn't really work from the beginning, and I kind of when I fired him, it kind of like clicked as to like why.
Okay.
I learned this. You know, you hear like good students make good employees and stuff like that.
Sounds like bullshit. Okay.
You've never heard that?
Never heard
Like
that.
basically straight A students are good employees.
And then what? Like people who aren't good at school are like the ones owning the business.
To a certain degree. If you're just a fucking idiot, you're an idiot.
No. They're either
But, like-
either at the bottom or at the top.
Yeah. So this guy that was like the copywriter for sure was not a straight A student. Like
Okay.
you could just tell. Like we have
He
two.
couldn't write properly.
Yeah, we have 2 designers that basically they work like robots pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. I love it because basically they come in at 9 till like they work 9 to 2 pretty much. Like basically no breaks. They work hard. Then like 2 to 3 they take their lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
And then 3 to 5 they work. They go home.
Yeah.
That's a perfect employee to me.
In a nutshell, yes.
This guy was like, expressing his ideas and doing this. He wasn't the same, like
Yeah.
completely opposite, right? But if you're an employee, it's like a really it just doesn't fit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it fits to some degree. Like,
If you're in a management position, it fits. If you're not in a management position, it doesn't work.
like
I don't think. Anyways.
I'll give you a bit more of an informal idea because once again, I've only worked in fucking serving. It's not the same as an actual business, right? But I've been there for a month. I work so many hours. I do good hours, like, and I know it's good hours because I make good tip percentages and whatever. So, but I went for a smoke when it wasn't busy with my manager, and I was telling him like, hey, I think if you do this, then it'll be a lot easier for servers, busboys, kitchen staff, all whatever. She's like, yeah, I'll take that into consideration. Like, in the same idea, if that guy that you fired was doing good at his job, but had a couple ideas that he thought could be really helpful, go ahead and talk about it.
But I agree, but it's a different like what makes like a manager good is he's able to essentially do every task at a high level, but
Yep.
he just cannot do or she cannot do all of it at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you basically know what needs to be done and how to do it, but you can't do everything, right?
Yeah.
So you need to teach people that can do it.
Oh, no, 100%.
When somebody comes in that's new, for example, I think the reason that like it doesn't apply to you is because you've been in the restaurant industry for a long time.
It's
so
not the same as...
yeah, what you're pitching is like coming from years of experience. It's
Okay.
just like this is this restaurant, it's that restaurant, but
Yeah,
it's more
yeah.
or less same kind of
Yeah.
same kind of thing. If you're just like coming in new, like you haven't really done a job like this before,
You keep your mouth shut, you do
or-
the work.
take the time to actually learn what you're doing, learn about the industry as
Yeah.
a whole. And also a big thing that one of the other boss, now my dad tells me, don't assume anything. You can't assume anything. If you assume, you're just wrong.
You make an ass out of you and me. Yeah, we've all heard that one before.
So, it comes. That's why I think I'm a good manager, is because I understand the industry and I know how to do every task that we need to be done at a high level, and I can just instill it into people that are like straight A students.
Yeah,
that can
yeah.
just do it over and over and over again.
Yeah,
So-
100%. No, that I get. Like the way that I've always seen, like especially high school students, is the ones who do really well in school, and I'm talking like 90s and above. Like they're gonna make a good income, but they're not gonna like, in my opinion at least, be the owners of the place because they're gonna take the stable job that makes good money. You know what I mean? The stable 100+ K a year job, which is a great fucking living, right?
Yeah.
And then the people who are like in the 80s or even the 70s will be either just a good employee but have to work harder to get there because you have an epiphany in your like later life, whatever, or they're gonna go one of two routes. One, own a business that does really well, or be a fucking failure.
Mm-hmm.
And no offense, like that's how I see it, right? For anyone who's like, well, you know what? We'll even say not even 80s, like 79% averages and below.
Yeah.
Because like we've all seen those kids that are stupid in school but make it fucking big because they have good ideas. They just couldn't apply it in high school, or they.
I think it's different a little bit.
That's fair.
Like the way that I see it is, if I had a group project and you just gave me like a certain amount of time and that was the only thing I needed to do, and I really wanted to be like the best in the class,
Yeah.
I could be the best in the class. No problem. In university specifically, it came down to how much do I really want to put that much effort into it, right?
Yeah. Well, at least when it comes to university, the way that I've always seen it is because we're business students, right?
Right.
Business students weren't really the fucking the highest of like the percentages in high school. Like those guys went into STEM, right? They went into some sort of science or mathematics, whatever.
Yeah.
We
Computer
had like
science.
we were like the students who had like 80% averages, maybe even high 80s or whatever. Only ones with like super high averages went to like the top 2 schools in our area for business, which we know them and don't worry about it. But like people who went to your school or my school, like first of all, my school, when I went to college, if I was the smartest guy that walked into the class, and that should not be a thing.
Yeah.
Like academically, I am not a smart person.
Yeah.
Right? Don't get me wrong. I can do well in any class. I don't take the time to, or whatever.
Yeah, it comes down to like if you really want to or not.
But I walked into that the smartest kid, I feel like, or at least in the top 2, besides my homeboy, who's actually just a smart kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that should not be allowed. It was like, and then when I went to university, it was a different story. I was like middle of the pack, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it really does depend because you can have idiots who go to like good business schools. You can have smart guys who go to like shittier schools just because they don't care. They don't care about the actual academics. They care about doing it themselves, which is fair. But yeah, like at least in the serving industry as well, there's a fucking lot of airheads.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it is a simple job. Take the order and
You know what though? It's simple, but it's fucking stressful.
yeah.
You know what? You know what I did the other day?
What?
I accidentally made a little girl cry while working.
Why?
Not my fault. I'm telling you right now. I mean, partially my fault. Maybe my fault. Definitely my fault. So, the host comes up to me, right? So says, "Hey, a table of 11's coming in. We don't really have space to put them in the open area of the restaurant, so we'll put them right here beside your section. Take them over, right?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Okay, no worries." Right? I'm like, "Who is it?" 6 daughters, 5 mothers. I'm like, "Fuck." Right?
Why?
Not because it's woman.
Okay.
Because it's fucking kids.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
Kids are, like when you're in the restaurant business and there's a kids menu in your restaurant, you don't want to see kids.
Yeah, especially if there's a lot of them.
Yeah, because it's like no money for you and it's like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Whatever. So they come in. Girls are around the ages of like 8 to 11. Like it kind of seemed like they did a gymnastics fucking thing and their mothers were watching and they went out after kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the same for us, but when we did like soccer or basketball growing up, whatever. So the mothers are on one side, the kids are on the other side. No problem. Come in. Hey, my name is Jamie. How may I help you? All that, all the good stuff, right? The routine, right? As I call it. So we start with the drinks. Bring the drinks over. Do the food, right? As the food's coming, and by the way, they're one of only 2 tables that I had at that point, and the other table was just downing a bottle of wine. They were chilling, right?
Okay.
So really, it was just them. So I like while waiting for food, one of the girls would be like, "Can I have another iced tea?" Sure, no worries. I'd go back, grab, and then someone would be like, "Can I have a lemonade?" Like just one at a time, right?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not busy. So then at one point, this one of the girls asks her friends to ask me for a lemonade, right? And at this point I'm playing around with them. I'm messing around, right? And I look at her. I'm like, if she asks me to get you a lemonade, you're not getting a lemonade.
Okay.
And she looks at me, and I'm like, you gotta ask me for the lemonade, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's laughing. Even the mothers are enjoying it because like when I'm talking to the kids, that means they don't have to be around the kids in a sense. You know what I mean? So her mother is in front of her, right? And then she looks at her mother, says, "Can I get a lemonade?" I'm like, no, eyes up. You gotta look at me, right? Because I'm right above her mother. And then she's like smiling, laughing, and it's like a little back and forth. Out of nowhere, the laughing becomes crying. I look at the mother and I'm like, don't worry about it. I run to the bar to get lemonade for the girl.
Mm-hmm. But she just cried like out of nowhere?
Yeah. I think it was because like I put her on the spot.
Yeah, sure.
But then I went to go, I'm like, get me lemonade now. Mm-hmm. They couldn't find the lemonade. You know, I was like jumping up and down like, get the fucking lemonade. Go find it.
Yeah.
Right? So after like 2 minutes, they find it. And I grab it and I give it to her. As I'm about to give it to her, she's laughing again. I'm like, you're some psycho.
Yeah. She's one of those crazies.
She fucking
a crazy in the
She
making.
fucking got me, dude.
Yeah.
I was so on edge for like the next 10 minutes, right? I stopped talking to the kids in general. I was like, no more back and forth, right?
Yeah.
Because like, even when I was taking their fucking order, one of the girls was like, "How old are you?" And I'm like, "How old do you think I am?" Mm-hmm. You know what she said?
What?
30. I literally took the chair, there was a table right beside that was empty. I took the chair and I sat down and I looked at her straight in the face. I'm like, you think I'm 30? The mothers are crying of laughter. And I'm like, I'm 23. She's like, how old do you think I am? I'm like, I don't care.
Okay.
I said that. I don't care. You think I'm 30? You know what I mean? They're fucking with me, these kids, dude.
Nah, you don't let the girls fuck with you, you know?
No, like I was just
especially
like
those 8 to 11-year-olds.
Yeah, 100%. But like it was funny. We were laughing, whatever, right? And then when she started crying, I felt so bad.
Yeah.
And then the mother looks at me. She's like, "You're fine. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
They all tipped me 20%. I was feeling good about life.
Chilling.
You know what I mean? Life was good, and the bill wasn't that bad. But that goes to shit, dude. I fuck with so many tables that the one time it happened to me, I was shook.
Yeah. I mean, you can't dish out what you can't take. You know
Oh no, I could take it, but,
Yeah.
but like I didn't realize she was fucking with me until I brought her the lemonade. I was like, damn, she got my ass.
Now you want to know something funny about women?
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. So I was at the gym, right?
The once a week story. Go ahead.
No, I actually have 2 stories.
Well, yeah, because it's been 2 weeks since the last podcast.
Oh, okay.
Come on, dude.
Makes-
That was a bar. That was a
makes
fucking
sense.
bar.
Okay, so I was at the gym, and I was working out, and it was like kind of busy, but not that busy. But basically, every machine had like one person on it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was like 4 people in front of me and 3 people behind me. It doesn't seem busy, but
yeah. But then when you need a
when you need
machine-
something, it's not there.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm working out and like doing bench or whatever, and then I want to go do shoulder press. And a girl, like, we meet like at the same time. Like we get there at the same time. And I'm like, what are you doing? Shoulder press. So I'm like, okay, I'll work in with you, right? So shoulder.
Hold up. Did you say I will work in with you, or is it okay if we work in?
Yeah, I said something like that.
Okay.
It was fine. It was chill.
You gotta ask for consent, my guy.
So we started doing some shoulder press, and I realized she's kind of strong. Like she doesn't like look super built.
Are we talking like upper body built?
Yeah, like I don't know. She wasn't like small. Like she was pretty built, but I wasn't like looking at her and I was like, damn, like she's huge, you know?
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. But we're doing shoulder press. She's like kind of strong, right? So it's like, you know,
you have to up the ante.
Yeah, I can't lift less than her, right? So we're doing shoulder press. We're doing, we're doing 25 a side, bro. Now I'm doing 10 reps. She's doing like 5 reps, but still.
Still, yeah. The fact that she's doing the same weight.
Yeah, same,
nice.
right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, like, and I was also super excited to get with flies. So I was like, okay, I got you beat there.
Yo, stop trying to give yourself bonus points here.
So I was like, okay, I got you beat there. And then we're like, okay, whatever. We finish. We go away. Then we go to the flies. So we started doing some flies. You know, she started at like 12 and a half. I was like, okay, yeah,
It's pretty good.
I got that. Bro, she starts going up. 17 and a half. I'm like, yeah, okay. Still easy. 22 and a half. I was like, okay. 27 and a half, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
I was like, that's where I do it. 'Cause, like I do
Yeah.
27 and a half.
Well, yeah. Well, flies you don't go up that much. Ever.
Yeah. 32 and a half, bro. She's going 32 and a half on the flies. I was like, I don't do that. Like, I could do it, but
Yeah.
it's like, what's the point? Bro,
No,
she had me beat on the fucking flies.
Hold up. Was it ego lifting or was she fucking proper on it?
Like, she was doing it more like a press. Like, she was going like this. And so was I. But
Well, yeah.
I was doing 27 and a half. She was doing like, I don't know. Her form wasn't like the best I've ever seen. But
Like she could have taken a step back and like worked.
yeah.
Okay.
But still, bro.
She fucked you up, eh?
32 and a half on flies. I just didn't
No,
feel like
you
a
know
man,
what, dude?
You know?
Let me tell you what. So this when I used to go to the fucking commercial gym, not the one that you go to, but the the LA Fitness.
Yeah.
I used to actually like see some of these fucking girls, like they were very like obviously the very lower body like build, but still fucking had like a crazy amount of definition on their upper body.
Right.
Like I don't want to say for a girl, but I think everyone knows what I mean when because girls mostly work just like their bottom half.
Yeah.
Bro, when I see a girl lift a fucking like benching over a plate and just fucking killing it, I feel bad about myself.
Why?
I'm like, look at what the fuck she's doing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Look what the fuck I'm doing, right? Like,
Yeah.
if they're fucking squatting 2 plates,
Yeah.
I'm shook. I'm actually shook. Because first of all, most of the time, women when they work out, they do 4x10 or 4x12.
Yeah.
It's all about the reps versus the weight, which is fine.
And they're usually at like, from what I see, they're like at 35 aside
Yeah.
for squats.
Anywhere from
Maybe
like,
45.
yeah, if you're
Maybe
talking-
even 55.
Yeah, from squats you're going anywhere
Yeah.
from like 25 to 55.
Okay.
That's like the normal range. And like if you're like a proper like gym rat, then like usually on the upper side like 45 to maybe even 60, 65. When they're fucking pounding 2 plates in front of me and
Yeah,
I'm doing 2 plates,
You're like fuck.
I'm like, yo, you're working fucking hard and I respect that, but damn, do I gotta work hard.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing with like it's kind of is the same thing with the dudes, but in the same sense, like I look at the dudes, I'm like, yeah, you're 35, been here for 15 years. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Give me some time. I don't think of that when I see the woman.
There are a few guys though where it's like I see them lift and I'm just like, what the
emasculated.
I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, this guy's. If you deadlift, like, he's like, asked this guy, what do you deadlift? He's like, like 4.5 plates aside. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I do 2.5. When I do, I don't really deadlift.
So he's
anymore.
like doubling you almost.
Yeah, and he's not like that much bigger than me. And I was like, what? How, bro?
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
No, like that's my whole thing. Like,
Like, I'm not jealous. I just don't
well,
understand
well,
how.
no, you can be a little bit jealous. You can be like, because if you're a little bit jealous, you're gonna work harder to get to it. You know what I mean? But some of these guys who are at the gym, right? They just make you feel bad about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what? There's a dude that actually he lives down the street from me, right? And before COVID, me and him would sometimes like sort of work out together. And he was a little bit bigger than me, but not too much bigger than me. He's competing right now in a bodybuilding contest.
Yeah.
Like as we speak, I believe right now he's doing the showroom
Is
thing.
he the one with the snake tattoos? or
No,
whatever?
but that guy went to school with me.
Okay.
Yeah, and this guy's fucking shredded out the fucking wazoo. I'm pretty sure he's natural as well. And I'm like, bro, 3 years ago, me and you were doing almost the same weight.
Yeah.
Look at you now.
Some people they just like they put on muscle like fucking like that.
Not even that. Like it's like some people like. I think this is the entrepreneurial mindset. Not English. What the fuck was that? The entrepreneurial mindset where it's like I see something. I don't care if it takes a year, 2 years, whatever. I'm fucking hitting it. You know what I mean? Like so that guy that you're talking about with the
Like
snake,
what?
like that guy with the snake tattoo that you're talking about. I knew him in first grade, right?
Mhm.
He went to the same school as me. He's a year younger. He was always a skinny soccer kid, right? Like I remember like in like grade 6, grade 7, I was in one of those like fucking 7, 8 splits or whatever,
Mhm.
or 6, 7 splits, and he was in the younger half. I was in the older half. So when we'd be doing gym and we'd be changing, he had the skinny pack, the skinny 6-pack.
Yeah.
This dude in high school, out of nowhere, started gaining a stupid amount of weight, like like lean muscle, not like actual fat, and became a fucking bodybuilder. That was like
Yeah, I was insane.
in grade 10 was doing 2 plates.
Same
I'm
with
pretty
his
sure.
dad, right?
Well, his dad's always been like that, yeah, and his mom too,
Mm-hmm.
right? I didn't know that, right? So what I'm saying is like he went from one to another so quickly because he put his mind to it and had the right steps in front of him. You know what I mean?
And something else, but
Well, if you're talking about that, like I remember talking to him. I'm like, are you natural? And he's like, I am natural right now. And then when I finish high school, maybe if I want to compete or whatever. And he competed, and he got first place. He got first place in all of Canada.
Jeez.
Like or Ontario, I guess, whatever. Maybe second. I don't fucking remember. But this kid went from being a skinny fucking soccer dude
yeah.
to the biggest guy, all because of the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is good to tell people, right? Because it doesn't matter if it's bodybuilding or starting your own company, whatever. If you can like tell yourself, I'm gonna do this, and you're gonna give yourself the right steps, no matter what. Even if it's a bad product at the beginning, you'll fucking make it work.
You'll make it work.
Like think about Netflix. You know, Netflix was a fucking mail-in service for DVDs in the early 90s, and they wanted Blockbuster Video to buy them out for $1 million. Then, just because they worked hard and they changed their fucking steps a little bit, Blockbuster is no longer a thing because of them. Any video store is no longer a thing because
Honestly,
of them.
that's usually how it goes.
No, but
in most businesses.
I know, but like they started off as a bad idea with good intentions. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
That's what I'm going at. So one day I'll be a fucking billionaire because I start the next fucking Google, and it'll start from shit probably.
Yeah, bro. I don't think I was talking to my buddy. He's traveling the world. Technically, you can kind of be like super rich in Bangkok if you want to live in Bangkok.
Yeah, I just go there with like a few thousand.
Okay, first of all, Bangkok, I thought it would be like some like rundown place.
No, it's
bro,
not.
it looks like fucking like better than like New York, bro.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you Bangkoks, bro. You're gonna have a good fucking.
Yeah, like it's super modern and everything, right? So whatever. I was talking to him today, and he's thinking that maybe he wants to live there. Now, when I heard at first, I was like, crazy. When I looked into it, bro, you can get like a nice ass apartment in the downtown Bangkok, like in a very nice, basically a very nice apartment in a very nice area in a great city, for like $115,000. Like, how much is that, bro? The food there is like
10 out of 10.
It's not even that it's so good. It's like $2 a meal. So it's cheap. He said it's cheaper to go out and eat than to go grocery shopping. But the wages, even better, the wages are more or less the same as here.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're full of shit.
I'm not full of shit.
I mean, he's full of shit.
I looked it up. How crazy is that, bro? And then he also said this. Because it's warm, people are always outside and whatever. Bro, you go outside on like a Wednesday night here, empty. Who the hell is out on a Wednesday night?
Besides other servers, yes.
Yeah. Bro, you fucking go whatever, whenever you want in Bangkok, streets are just packed with people. Which is cool. That's very cool. Like you said, Canada is just a fucking boring ass place after traveling the world.
Dude. Well, I've already known that, but this is why I blame Trudeau.
Well, it's not just Trudeau, but
Nah, I blame Trudeau. Because in his reign, the inflation, stupid. The wages, the same. The houses, lick my nuts. Okay? I didn't tell you. So when my parents bought their first house after I was born, you know how much? This was 22 years ago, right? The house itself was worth 114 or 140,000. I don't remember which number. That same house now, $140,000 isn't even the down payment.
so crazy.
20 years, don't get me wrong, but 114 or $140,000 to over $1 million. Like,
It's just insane.
I blame Trudeau. Like, the house that I met you at,
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, we purchased it for about $600,000.
Yeah, it's like 6 or 650 or something like
Yeah,
that.
massive house, by the way, right?
Mhm.
Like, there were days I didn't see my parents.
Right.
It wasn't that big. I just stayed in my room all day. But
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. But they were big houses.
Yeah, but our house was the smallest in the street, by the way.
Mm-hmm. But it was still like
Oh yeah,
still a big house, bro.
over 3,000 square
Yeah.
feet. Yeah, not including basement, whatever. Finished the basement. It was
Mhm.
nice. Whatever, $600,000, give or take. We sold it about 7 years later for 1.3. It's
Mhm.
$100,000 a year. It was on the market not too long ago for like 2.5.
Insane.
2.5.
Yeah.
The house was built in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
14 years ago. Quadrupled in
Yeah.
value.
That's so crazy to think about, bro. $600,000 for a house like that is like nothing. You can't even get an apartment for that price now. A 1-bedroom apartment.
Bro, when we were growing up, I was used to like all my friends having like really nice fucking things and like you
Big house.
like the granite marble countertops and like the big ass TVs, whatever. And I was kind of used to it, but it was affordable back then.
That's what I was getting.
What the fuck is going on? Then now this house alone is not that big.
Yeah.
And I will never be able to afford this house.
Now you will though.
I mean, if I fucking when I make it big, I will.
With that mindset.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm talking to like the servers that I work with, right?
Mm-hmm.
They all live in Toronto. They all rent places.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you think you're gonna like stop renting, maybe buy a place? Fuck no, not as a server.
I hear a lot of people say that they're just gonna rent for the rest of their life.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Like for one, right? Like a server can easily make 80,000, 90,000 a year. Like one of the servers at my place, I knew back in the day she made over 6 figures in a year, right? Not including bartenders and whatever, because bartenders make more. They're all renting, and they look at me. Why do you live with your parents? I'm like, so I don't have to do what you're doing.
Right.
I want to, even if I'm 40, I will live with my parents as long as it means I can buy a house after.
Yeah, just so you can buy a house.
Straight up, I'm like I can't rent because I know that if I rent, I will not be like, it's gonna be that much harder to actually get a house in the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I Trudeau, all your fault. I'm gonna keep saying that. All your fault.
It is all his fault.
Like this, all the inflation happened when he came into office.
Yeah, I mean, just back in the day, it was just fucking normal. Now it's like
there was normal
insane.
inflation, normal house prices, or whatever. I don't even remember when he came in. I think I was in grade 8. I think that was the time, so I was like 13, 14. So he's been in power for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
What a great fucking 10 years, right? And you know what? Maybe it's just us being fucking haters. Or whatever, because like I can't wait for this to go on TikTok, and then you have like some people being like, "Yeah, you guys are fucking right," and people are like, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about." We'll have that.
Bro, we're not wrong about fucking inflation being insane.
Like,
and the fucking market is crashing. Take that in.
How's that possible?
The market is crashing and the inflation is insane.
The inflation is at an all-time high.
The market's at an all-time low. Not all-time, but
like, you know what I looked at? I remember when I was looking for a job, I was like,
that's the liberals for you.
Sorry. So I was I remember looking at this right when I graduated. I'm like, how much? Because you know when you apply to jobs that ask you what your desired salary is, which by the way is the biggest fucked up question to ask for. Because you either go too low and they give you a low cut offer, or you go too high and they say fuck you.
Yeah.
I remember looking it up, right? And in like 2008, I think it was, the first job out of university for marketing majors was like $42,000.
Yeah.
Which is like fine. 12 years later, I looked at another study in 2020, 46,000.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing, where it's like the inflation's gone up, but the wage gap, wage salary or whatever.
No, we're not women. No wage gap.
The salaries have not matched it.
Yeah.
At all.
I remember seeing another study. It was the average income per person in the city of Toronto is like, I think it was either $48,000 or $52,000, but the average cost of living in Toronto is $104,000.
Like, you need that much money
to like comfortably live.
Yeah.
Or
yeah. 140,000 was top 1%.
No, 104.
Still,
yeah, it's still a top fucking 10. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's so fucked in this area, and then like your buddy says, like, we can go to Bangkok and fucking make $80,000 a year when our houses will be worth $100,000 in a year.
Well, like the average salary in Bangkok, I looked it up, is like 40. I think it's like 42,000.
That's great,
year, right? So even then, bro, you fucking work 3 years, you buy a fucking apartment.
Yeah.
Yes.
In full.
Yeah.
With cash. With some left over.
Yeah. Even like as soon as you get a job, you can basically wait a few months, put a down payment.
Oh, straight up. Like, you know what's crazy? So, I'm like, as a server, right? I'm shooting the shit with customers, and they ask me, they're like, "What do you think about tipping?" I straight up say, "I think tipping is stupid." I'm a server, and I'm telling you this, because why the fuck are you paying for me to work, right? Because you gotta understand, in most restaurants, if you don't tip your server, they actually lose money. You know that? Because there's a different percentage per restaurant, but let's say, like in my restaurant, if I sell $1,000 worth of food, I have to give $50 back to kitchen staff, bartenders, barbacks, all that, right? So if you're not tipping me, I lose money. Take that in.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
pretty crazy.
This is the world that we live in. This is because of tipping and
Yeah.
whatever. And they say it's because it costs so much money to run a restaurant. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what it costs, right? You're selling fucking $2 meal items for $30. You know what I mean? Right? Like, fuck, dude. Like,
You fucking warm up a steak in the microwave and sell it for $30.
okay, I wouldn't go that far. Like our food's actually good, right?
Yeah.
It actually is really properly done.
But some
It's good.
aren't.
Yeah. Like when I go to a steakhouse, and I think I told you this. Like we went to a steakhouse, it was like fucking $800.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the $800 came from. Was it because the guy made the $30 Caesar salad in front of us? That is $800. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. But so, like people will ask me, I'm like, what do I think about tipping? I'm like, you know that in Asia you're not allowed to tip because it's a profession. In a lot of places in Europe, you can't tip, or you only round up the next dollar, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like here, if you're a table above 8 people, you're forced to tip 18. It goes on the bill as 18% before tax, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. And like on our machines, the tipping options, usually it's 15, 18, 20. Ours is backwards. It starts off with 20 and then 18, 15. So you feel like a douchebag if you click 15.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's pretty good.
Like when I see a 15% tip nowadays, I'm not even joking. The first thing I think of is cheap fuck. You know,
But 15% is good,
I
bro.
know, I fully know. But then I have to like push myself back a bit. I'd be like, bro, tipping shouldn't be a thing. Like, don't.
Yeah.
15% is the average,
Mhm.
right? Because I'm used. I swear to God, I'm used to 20% tips now.
Yeah.
Like, think of that.
You're
Think of-
just you're looking for a little validation.
It's so like it's fucked up, right? Like, the worst thing that I see as a server is a dude who, let's say the bill's $100.
Mm-hmm.
He goes into for the tip, he goes into the dollar amount and specifically puts in $5. I'm like, first of all,
Nah, that's 5% tip.
I know, but I'm saying in my head, I'm like, do yourself a favor. You need the money, don't tip.
Yeah.
Right? Like every time someone is giving me a tip, whether it's big or small, I have to judge them because it's my living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like a fucking douchebag for doing that.
But it's like you're gonna do it anyway. You can't not do it.
I know, but I'm saying like I picked this job as a server,
Right.
right? And I'm getting I get upset at small tips or whatever, and I see other waiters and waitresses doing the same thing. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're making money, giving someone food.
Yeah, it's an easy job. I want to transition though.
No worries, sorry, that was like a bit of a time.
Yeah, it's all good. Completely off topic.
Yeah.
I want to talk on validation a little bit.
Go for it.
So I was talking to a girl that I'm seeing, and she was saying like, you know, I want you to text me good night, and you know that making sure that I want to know that you're thinking about me, and all this stuff. I told her straight up,
No.
I'm never gonna do it. Now here's why. She was saying like she wants validation. I personally think
Why do you need it?
it's not even that. Because sometimes it's okay, right? Like let's say you're working really hard and then someone says like,
Good job.
"Good job," right? It's
You
like
feel
you know, yeah, you feel good.
Yeah.
But then I said this: if you have too much validation, it's a
bad thing.
it's a very bad thing because then you get too comfortable.
Yeah.
Like let's say you start going to the gym. Let's say
Okay.
you go for like 3-4 months, right? All of a sudden someone's telling you, "Oh my God, you look so amazing," all the time. You're not gonna work as hard to like get to. You're gonna think like, "Oh, I look fucking amazing,"
Yeah.
even if you don't. Or it's the same like I'm always like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Too much validation makes you too comfortable.
Do you mind if I like step in real quick?
Yeah.
So, my former friends,
Yeah.
whenever I saw them, would always be like, "Hey, you're looking huge, bro. Keep doing what you're doing."
Yeah.
And first few times, I'm like, "Oh, thank you very much." And then I'm like, "Okay, you told me this yesterday, the day before that. You know what I mean? Whatever." Like, I know I'm big already. You know, what I, like, I'm like, you told me that a million times.
Yeah,
I know. My brother came down. I have a home gym, right? And I'm doing like some pull-ups or some shit, right? And my brother comes downstairs and he's like, he waits for me to finish my set. He's like, "Jamie, you're doing a really good job." My brother does not give compliments, like ever. Very few and far between. That fucking hit me hard. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, I'm working fucking, like, now I know I'm doing good, right? The person who tells you every single day that you're doing a good job, for the most part, probably doesn't even mean it. They're
Yeah.
they're saying it to be nice, Right?
Yeah, that's exactly my
Yeah.
point.
Like every time I play drums and I go upstairs, my mom, you're the best drummer ever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mom, you're supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Well, my
Same with my mom. Like when I play like on the piano, she goes like, "Oh my God, you're so talented."
Yeah.
I was like, "You tell me that every time."
I know,
play
but
the
when,
piano."
but when someone messages you personally and is like, "Yo, I saw your video. You're doing really well. Keep going," and they do it once in a blue moon, that it feels like it's more.
It means more.
Yeah, it means more.
Yeah, that was my whole point. Anyways, she cried after because she took it as like I don't think she's good enough because I told her I'm not gonna compliment you all the
Yeah.
time.
Here,
And
this.
I told her she's crazy.
Okay, well that just didn't help the situation. Like,
Just like I did the opposite of validating.
I mean, you validated her craziness.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing, right? So if you're watching, whoever she is I think it's the same girl.
Yeah.
The girl that I told to fuck off.
Yeah.
Sorry again. Like a lot of dudes will do it and just be like, "Oh, I love you, good night," whatever that crap. You don't need it, right?
Nah, you don't.
Like you don't need to be told every 2 seconds that you're someone's everything. Like you ever see those girls who come up to the
It's not that you don't need it. You shouldn't want it either.
yeah, because it's fake at that point.
Yeah.
Like if you're telling me to do something for you and then I do it, it's not me doing it because I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Like most time, right? Like you ever go see those TikTok videos and it's the girl like, "Am I the hottest girl in the world?" And the dude's like, "Yes." That dude is a fucking beta male.
Yeah.
He fucking hates Andrew Tate, that guy, right? But the guy who's like, "No, realistically, you're not the hottest girl in the world." What the fuck?
Yeah.
There's 3.5 billion women on this world. You tell me you're the hottest? No. Those dudes are gonna be the ones to fucking get you out of a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that are gonna reassure you that that everything's okay. You know why? Because they're not fucking telling you every 2 seconds that you're the best in the world.
Yeah.
Because no offense, you're not the fucking best in the world. You're not the best. I'm not the best. There's 8 billion people in this world. Elon Musk is the richest person. He's the only person that can literally be considered the best in the world.
Yeah.
Well, at life, right? Or LeBron James is the only guy that can be considered.
But you're not gonna go to Elon and be like, "You're in the best shape I've ever seen."
No, I'm saying just best at life.
Yeah.
All together.
But even he wouldn't want to be. I'm sure, like,
Yeah.
you know, people tell him all the time that he's doing like amazing things. He's never like, "Oh my God, thank you so much."
He's like,
"Thank you so
I don't
much."
give a fuck what you tell
Yeah,
me.
he's just like, "Thanks," and he just continues talking about what he's talking about.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. Like, if someone says you look good all the time, eventually you're just gonna be like, "Thanks," and keep talking about what you're talking about.
Dude, imagine someone was playing against Michael Jordan and said, "Yo, you're the best in the world." Michael Jordan would be like, "Yo, suck my dick. You're a bitch. I will kill you right now." You know what I mean?
Well, he was an extremist, but
No, but I mean, Michael Jordan is considered the best of all time in
Yeah,
basketball, right? I have the argument with LeBron James. I don't give a fuck. But you can't tell them that they're the best when you mean nothing to them. No offense,
Mhm.
right? And it's like if you tell them every fucking day, he's gonna be like, "Yo, shut the fuck up. I'm in the gym working."
yeah, makes sense.
That's the whole thing. It's like you gotta like we gotta stop promoting this fucking daily validation of everyone's fucking being. Like, oh, I actually have a good transition if you don't mind. So going back to my serving thing. Sorry, and I know I'm talking a lot. My apologies. But the first time that I got 6 shifts in a row, I was like talking to people about it. I'm like, "Yo, I think this might be a little too much, whatever." And I remember someone told me like, "Hey, tell them you're not comfortable with that because of your mental health." I looked at her. I'm like, "This doesn't affect my mental health,
Yeah,
right?
I'm just tired,
Like, physically tired, right?" She's like, "Oh, I would have said that because like I personally can't do that." I'm like, "I understand, right? But I don't need someone like." I'm trying to word this correctly, because I have no problem with someone saying that this takes too much of my mental health. I can't do 6 days in a row. I fully get that, right? But for
not you.
but it like
Yeah, like it's more like you understand if someone's working a lot and maybe they get stressed easily or
Yeah.
something like that. Then I understand it's like bad for your mental health.
yeah.
But we are just not like that.
Like it's just a personality thing, I guess,
Yeah.
where it's like I was never grown in that environment where like my mental health was like at the forefront, and therefore I think I've had a mental toughness about it.
Mhm.
So what I'm trying to say basically is that I didn't need someone throughout those 6 shifts to be like, "You can do this, you can get it going." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't-
internal, bro.
I don't need that validation because I know that like, especially the first 3 days, I'll be fantastic, and maybe I'll slow down a little bit those next 3 because it'll be every fucking day.
You're human.
Yeah, and I'll be like, I get that though, because I'm I'm a normal human being, right? I'm never gonna be like, oh, I fucking sucked, and like it's everything else. You know what I mean? I'll be like, if I sucked, it's my fault. But I also work a little too much, and maybe I'll take a little step back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's where I don't understand this validation. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need people telling me what I'm doing is right.
Yeah, it's more like,
Did that make sense, by the way?
it did make sense.
Okay.
Because I kind of think the same thing where it's like, I don't need the validation. Not because, like, I don't want to hear it. Like, if you tell me, it's great.
It's welcome.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I could just do it, like, internally. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need the let's say external validation. I don't need it. It's nice, but I have internal validation.
You need some, but it can't be super often.
Right. Like if I'm being lazy at the gym, let's say, I know I'm being lazy at the gym, and I can like kind of motivate myself to do it. Like I don't need someone else to be like, you can do it, you can work harder. You know.
Yeah.
It's
like,
nice.
Like
but
if we're being fully honest between me and you, if you're being lazy at the gym, I will like, and you're not going for a few weeks, I will be like, yo, no offense, you're looking a little fat. You know why? Because me saying that every now and then will be like, oh, you know what?
yeah, I should probably get going in the gym.
And if you're doing good at the gym, I'm not gonna tell you every fucking day. You know, every now and like, if we go to the fucking beach, I'll be like, bro, looking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what? Once
Facts,
every
facts.
few months, maybe.
Facts.
It keeps you going.
Yeah.
But every fucking day, it's like it's so fake at that point.
Mhm.
It's like a fake toast. You know what I mean? Sorry.
That was great. That was
great.
very great.
that was a great.
Yeah.
What's
We could talk about it because I saw that guy at the gym.
You know what? I wanted you to say it last time, so go ahead.
He was just like.
Oh, actually, you know what? Let me
Yeah,
get it
sure.
going. So, if you guys are new to the podcast, then go ahead and watch episode number 10, I believe it was.
But you cut it out, no?
You still have the main
Okay,
points,
sure.
right? Where basically a lot of my friends don't talk to me anymore because we thought it'd be funny just to talk about stuff that we do that's funny and a little weird, right? Whatever. I haven't talked to a single one of them since then.
How are you feeling about that?
Well, okay. So the only time I messaged anybody was one of the guys finished his NCLEX, which is like an LSAT but for nurses, pretty much.
Okay.
And I congratulated him, whatever. And another guy, some shit happened in his family, so I made sure he was okay, whatever. Other than that, I haven't really talked to anybody. None of them have reached out to me, which is what this is what pissed me off. There are, I want to say, 3 different guys in that group where they went through some shit in their life, whether it be with the group, without the group, and I would go to them and like make sure they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't return the favor. You know what I mean? When I was going shit with the group, they didn't come up to me and be like, yo.
Of course not.
You know what I mean? Whatever.
Why would they?
Yeah. So I was upset about that. There are some of the guys I still actually like talk to a little bit because they were never part of the issue or whatever. And like, we'll still message about like just stuff like one went on vacation. I was like, how's vacation going? He was like, oh, it's great. We got to meet up like when I get back. Or I got one guy with MMA or whatever. We talk about that stuff because they were never a part of the actual kerfuffle. It's a big word. But the main people in that fight never talked to me after.
Hold on.
And
your dog's going crazy right now.
yeah, he's in the backyard talking to the neighbor's dog.
Okay.
Don't worry.
But
But yeah, so I wanted to bring that up. Now fast forward, you go to the gym.
I go to the gym. I saw one group, and then I saw another guy. Right, so I saw all 3.
You saw 3 different guys.
3 different guys.
that were part of the fight.
Anyway, so the first 2 guys that I saw, it's just so weird. It was still fresh at that time.
Yeah.
So, he came up to me, shook my hand, said, how's it going? Right? Like, we had a mature conversation.
Yeah, you were just acknowledging each other's existence.
Yeah, basically, what we, the conclusion was that we agreed to disagree.
Which is fine.
Exactly, right? Like, we're talking about it. He thinks, okay, maybe you shouldn't have made the joke. I think it wasn't a bad thing. But all in all, it was like, okay, you think that way, I think this way. Right, let's just move on.
And by the way, those 2 guys that you're talking about, at least one of them, like that I know, he was very mature with me the whole time when the shit was happening. He's like, I get where you were coming from. I'm not mad about it. I just wish that it didn't happen because I know some people feel other ways, which is fine.
Now his buddy beside him was being very standoffish. I don't understand why. I really didn't.
You guys were fucking boys like not too long ago, yeah.
I didn't. Not even that. I just didn't I didn't think like he was part of it, but I guess he is. He was being like, whatever, man, is what it is. Like being like so standoffish, bro. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like,
you don't have to agree. Just fucking say
you
what's
know what
up.
I mean? Like a
call it
silent treatment, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
one word answers, whatever. I was like, okay, immature. But then, so whatever. That happened. It was still fresh, so like I understood if they were like heated about it, whatever.
Yeah.
A month and a half later.
Like
45 days
legitimately,
later.
this was episode 10.
Yeah.
During episode 16.
Yeah. I see one of the guys that
You saw the main guy.
the main guy that
The main guy who cussed me out and yeah.
So, I didn't see him at first. I was kind of walking this way, and then he was walking like beside or whatever. I didn't see him at first. I turn my head. I see him. I go for a handshake. I'm a man, bro. Like fucking shake my hand, right? This guy doesn't shake my hand. I was like, okay, already, like you're not a man. So whatever. I like reach out my hand, doesn't shake it, so I like shake my own hand.
Yeah, you can't leave yourself hanging. Yeah. Yeah.
I say what up, doesn't say hi. So I was like, all right, whatever. I don't care at this point because 45 days later. Then I'm like going and
Who's counting though?
yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
It's a
the reason I know that is because of this. I was doing. Not this, but like what happened.
Yeah.
Then I was doing some shoulder press. And it comes in, he's like, says all this stuff. I don't know if I really want to get into it. Fuck it.
You fully can if you want
Okay.
to. It's fine.
Saying like, you think I'm going to shake your hand after you like disrespected me like that? I was like, okay, here we go. So basically I let him say what he needed to say. And listen, again, same thing. He was mad about it. I didn't see why he was mad. And I wanted to just end it with like, let's just agree to disagree.
It's not a big deal,
Right?
Yeah. 'Cause at the end of the day, the whole argument is over like a very small issue.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
exactly. And then the reason I know it was 45 days later is because like when he came up to me, I'm like, how long ago was this already? I like checked my phone when we uploaded it. I was like, okay. Whatever. So he fucking said what he had to say. I was like, okay. I really did not care at that point.
Once again, a month and a half later,
yeah.
like drop it.
And then we just like kind of went our separate ways.
See, here's what I don't get.
But we
Sorry,
did.
go ahead.
We were gonna work in together. Like I wanted to use the machine that he was working on. So like, you mind if I work in with you? We actually did. So it's all good.
That's fucking weird, dude. But yeah, it's like my whole thing with it is like you can be like if it's the first week or even the second week, be upset. 45 days later, you're gonna pretty much say, "Watch how you speak on my name."
Yeah, bro. Who gives a shit?
I mean, he didn't say that, but you know what I mean. It's like you're gonna try to high five me after you disrespected me. Like that's the white version of watch how you
Also,
speak on my
like,
name.
just to like leave somebody hanging, I don't care. Like personally, I don't care if you leave me hanging.
Yeah.
But just the principle of it is like,
Childish.
be a man, bro.
It's just childish.
Just shake my hand.
Literally.
That's not that deep, you know.
It really isn't. Like that's also what kind of pissed me off about this whole situation. Where like, it's not that people drop me as a friend or whatever, because I don't like I'm good with friends. You know, I'm also working fucking so much I don't care, right? But like, you tell me that we're bros for life and all this shit, and then you stop talking to me because I think toasting is funny,
Yeah.
or because I think it's funny how everything's a rave with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Insane.
Like, you can't call me your bro, like literally your brother, your bratan, as the Russians would say or whatever, and then be like, you disrespected our toasts? No. You know what I mean? Like,
Just a joke.
you know what's kind of fucked up though to think about?
What?
I went scrolling through my Instagram the other day,
Yeah.
and I don't delete my posts. I couldn't care less, right? I know some people, they'll fucking delete like over like a year's worth of posts and just be,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't get it. Like I still have my first post from like grade 10,
Right.
and I have my cringy post of like me in a Walmart
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a fucking helmet on and a fucking kid's bike just rolling down I have stupid fucking shit.
Yeah.
90% of the posts, the people in it, I either don't talk to anymore or I got into a fight with,
Yeah. Who cares?
and I'm just like, damn, you know what I mean? Like,
That's life, though.
it is, but it's so crazy to me that I cut off so many people. Like, I used to be a social butterfly, just fucking going anywhere that would take me or whatever. Now I'm just relaxed. Like, I don't need, like...
A million best friends.
Yeah, you need 3 motherfuckers, and that's it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As Joey Diaz would say.
You need 3 bad motherfuckers and you can
can
run the world.
Yeah. 100%, right? So it's just funny to me. Like, I'll be looking at this post, and besides, like, our friend group and, like, a couple one-offs, I'll literally be fucking looking at this post, and I'll be like, oh, there's 10 guys here. I maybe talk to one of them now.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Do
I
you
mean,
see
that's
that
just
too?
growing up.
Do you see that as well, though, especially coming from university? Like, living at school? You don't talk to, like, 90% of the people that you talk to at university?
No, I still talk to all my roommates.
No, your roommates, yeah, but, like, I'm talking, like, your first year, like dorm guys or, like, people that you hung out with a lot in university.
Yeah, in terms of that, yeah, like first year, like people that you were just kind of friends with, don't really talk to anymore. But I feel like I could always just message them and be like, "What's up? What's going on?"
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. Like that I still see. I can still understand.
Yeah.
You know,
And honestly, I think, like the thing is, I don't think you can have so many best friends as well, especially when you start working.
yeah.
It's like you have 1 or 2 days you want to hang out with your really good friends. And there could be odd occasions where it's like, all right, let's invite these people or that people. And in that case, people from first year, people that I don't really speak to anymore, I feel like I can still invite them and we can hang out or whatever.
Catch up, whatever.
So I feel like it's a normal thing.
Yeah. Like my buddy that you know him as well, right? Like I barely get to speak to him or whatever just because he works crazy hours like a motherfucker. Like right now I'm working crazy hours and COVID, whatever. I see him once every few months. I saw him like a week ago.
Oh, yeah, he actually told me.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. We'll meet up and like it'll be like nothing changed.
Yeah.
Which is fucking great. Like, you know, how's your ship been? How's my ship been? Whatever. We hang out for a few hours. It's great. Right? Like, I want to see him more just like when I'm out.
I was thinking because I see him at the gym all the time.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
He's nice, he's friendly, he's respectful, you know?
Yeah.
Just like a solid dude.
Yeah. Like, those are the kind of guys that, like, you can just be cool with and, like, nothing's going to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, it reminds me of myself a little bit.
Okay, relax. He's bigger than you.
Yeah, he is bigger. I didn't mean, like, physically.
I'm just fucking with you.
I didn't mean physically. I just
fucking
meant,
with you.
like, in terms of, like, he's level-headed, he's friendly.
Yeah.
And he just kind of, like, gets it. He just gets it.
He just goes with the flow. He's relaxed.
Yeah.
Like, those are the kind of people that you need in your life. Like, the way that I see it, I have you. I have my homeboy since, like, fucking grade 1. I have 2 of my homegirls, like, forever. I got him. I have a couple friends, like, here and there, like, from school or whatever, from work. What the fuck else do I need?
Yeah, you don't need, like, a humongous group.
The only thing that worries me about you is the one time I needed your help in a bad situation, you were like, fuck no.
Well, that was when I was young.
Yeah, I know. That was fucking hilarious.
So-
You want to tell the story?
I don't even remember.
I can tell you. So, this was like some fucking Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like maybe first.
I would
year.
do it now. Just
We'll see. I mean, I'll probably never be in that situation again, but whatever. So like first year or second year, and
no,
I
it
went-
was earlier. I think it was in high
maybe
school.
grade 12, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was high school.
It could have been. I know for sure. Like the reason I know it wasn't that like it wasn't like middle high school because the kid that was driving was younger than me.
Yeah.
So like you know what I mean?
I think it was grade 12.
Maybe. So me and these couple guys that we knew because like our moms were friends and like we were always cool. Like one of them I've known since I was a young kid or whatever. We're like, fuck it, let's go out. We'll go bowling or some shit. Ended up dating the girl that was there for a bit. Whatever. So me and 2 other guys are driving back, right? And he's like, yo, you guys want to smoke up a little bit? I'm like, sure. This was my smoking days, right? So we leave the guy's car, go into we leave one guy's car, go to the other guy's car, right? And he pulls like some pre-rolls out of his car. He's like, let's start smoking. I'm like, sure. So we're smoking, whatever. And he's like, you want to get some McDonald's? I'm like, how? He's like, oh, I'll drive there with the fucking smoke in his hand, right? I'm like, on the outside, I say yes because you can't tell someone what to do, right? But I'm like freaking out inside. I'm like, what the fuck do we do? Look, he's gonna smoke while he's driving, whatever. So I make up some excuse, right? And I'm like, oh, I think my parents want me home because I have work in the morning, which I actually did have work in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a full lie, but it was a bit of a lie, right? So he's like, whatever, you want me to drive you home? And I'm like, no, it's fine. I'll come. My brother will come pick me up. You guys can go get your McDonald's and whatever. Now, I get out of the car and I'm calling whoever the fuck. Now, my phone, I had a fucking 5C, an iPhone 5C, the most dog shit phone I've ever had in my life. I have to bring this up because it would legitimately go from 30% to dead.
Yeah.
Like, it would just die at 30, like, randomly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I have a set amount of time on making phone calls and stuff before this phone dies. Okay? Who do I call? Call my brother. Doesn't pick up the phone. Deadass, he accidentally dropped his phone in water that day and was putting it in rice.
Okay.
The one fucking time, right?
Yeah.
Call my parents, no answer, because they were out with the other kid's parents. I called you. I'm like, yo, dude, I'm in a bad situation. Can you come pick me up? You're not that far from where I am, right? It's kind of late, dude.
It was late though.
It was like midnight on
It
a
was
Saturday.
late. Okay, here's from my perspective.
Fuck your perspective.
Bro, it was late, and I remember telling you to get an Uber, and then you're like, I don't trust Uber. I remember that, bro.
Yeah,
You're like, I don't trust it.
Yeah, I don't trust it because my phone was gonna die.
No, that's not why.
Fully why?
It was just like because you don't trust it for some odd reason.
Maybe, I don't know. Whatever. For whatever reason, you're like, nah, it's too late. And I'm like, and you said my parents will not let me leave the house.
Yeah.
I'm like, please ask your parents right now. Say it's an emergency. Like, Jamie needs me to come pick him up. And whatever. You're like, okay, fine. Imagine the microphone is the phone. It's like your phone and I'm you.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask my parents. They said no. Like, that quickly. I'm like, and right as you say that, by the way, my phone died. My phone died. I was so... Dude. And
How did you get home?
I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
It was fucking winter, by the way. Like, it was nearing winter, like, November time, just before snow. But I was in, like, shorts and a T-shirt because we went bowling, right? And, like, a fucking, like, a hoodie. It's, like, fucking 5 degrees out. I'm freezing my balls off because of you. I'm in my old neighborhood, right? The one where I told you my parents bought the house for that and whatever. And I'm walking around trying to find a car that's passing to wave them off, be like, can I use your phone? They all thought I was a crackhead. So they all went around me. Straight up.
Yeah.
I see a dude who's parked outside his friend's house waiting for him. I walk over to him. Right? I knock on the window. He gets startled. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm not trying to startle you. I'm not some fucking weirdo. My phone's dead. I need to call my mom to pick me up. Okay, no worries. He gets out of the car. First thing I think of, he's trying to fight. I was like, wait, no, he just wants, so I don't run with the phone, right? Gives me his phone. I call my mom like 3 times. Doesn't answer 3 times. Call her 4th time. She answers. She's like, what the fuck? Who is this? I'm like, it's Jamie. My phone died. I need you to come pick me up. I'm still out with my friends. Right? Like, and I'm like, whatever. So she's like, okay, I'm going to call somebody. Go back to this location. Right? And then you'll get picked up. I'm like, okay. She tells me to go back to where the guy who drove high lives, right? Because his parents, they left early, right? I'm like, okay, his mom will come pick me up. She opens the door. Jamie, my son is coming to get you right now. I'm like, the whole reason I'm in this situation is because he's driving high,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He comes back with the other guy, stoned out of their mind, fucking pretty much smoke out of the windows with food. Jamie, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, I said, I'm about to give my brother the address and my phone died, right? I don't know why they believe me.
Okay.
So we start driving, right? He's high as fuck. I tried everything to not get in this car with this guy, but I had to at that point, right?
Mhm.
So I'm giving him directions to my newest house because we used to be neighbors, me and him, but I've moved a few times since. He doesn't know where I live. Sorry, the story's a bit long. And I'm trying to give him directions. He's on the phone with his girlfriend, and the other guy is singing the song. He's like, guys, shut the fuck up. I have 7 voices in my head right now.
Okay.
I told him, I'm like, there's only 3 people talking right now.
Yeah.
So I'm freaking the fuck out,
Yeah. He's
right?
He's high as balls.
Yeah, he's high as a kite, bro. We stopped talking, and the radio's on, and he's like, still 6 voices. I'm like, where are the numbers here, man?
Yeah.
And he's driving like a crackhead, bro. Whatever. He drops me off at home. I get home. I'm freezing my tits off, bro. Freezing my tits off. My brother's like, what the fuck happened to you? I'm like, and I start screaming, you motherfucker. Pick up your phone when I call you.
Yeah.
He's like, I dropped my phone in water. I'm like, okay, fine. You got to pass, right? Parents get home. All mad. They're like, this was like 1 a.m. at this point. What the fuck happened that you had to use a stranger's phone? All I said, so and so wanted to drive high.
Yeah.
My mom and dad look at each other, look at me, look at each other, look back at me. Still angry faced. You're a great son. Good night. Go to bed.
Ba-boom.
I take a shower. I go to bed. The next morning, my mom does the whole, "You're such a good kid."
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, "No, I'm a dumbass is what I am."
It's cause you bought a 5C, bro.
Yeah, it's because I bought a 5. Well, 'cause they bought me a 5C. It's all their fault.
Exactly.
Literally all their. And that's why I only use Android now. I'm not even joking. That's why I use Android.
Fuck iPhone 5C.
Fuck iPhone. Okay.
Nah, I like my
That
iPhone.
was a great story though.
Yeah, it was. All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah. So guys, I gotta go to work soon, and I gotta drive there. Fuck me, dude. I gotta drive
That'll
downtown.
be simple.
Whatever. We hope you guys enjoy the return. If you guys did, then please comment. iPhone 5C can suck my ass.
Okay.
Nah, is that too long?
Just iPhone 5C.
Fine. 5C. Okay? Put that in the comments. We hope to see you guys next week. We hope you enjoyed again. Have a great rest of your days. We'll see you guys very, very soon. This is the FullofBS podcast. Peace.